Okay, next up is Wes Seiler.
So my question kind of ties to what I've seen tonight, which is looking at next year. And Mark, you were talking about this, about the new board. They're going to come in. They're going to have their work cut out for them. The new CEO is going to have the work cut out for them. I'm concerned about that process because of just the dysfunction, we've seen even just a few minutes ago. Talk to me about proxies. What is the point of the proxies in your election procedures? Why do you have them?
We have two options, and we have to offer proxies because our bylaws require
I know it's in there. Yeah.
And so at one point, we would automatically mail out proxies to every member, and that we stopped that a few years ago. I wish we could get away from proxies. But the point of a proxy is for a member who maybe they don't know who to vote for, but they trust someone else that might know more than they do about the operations of the water system. They can give their proxy to someone else to vote for them. They also have the option of getting an absentee ballot and voting absentee if they don't want to vote election day. And finally, the third option is to vote on election day.
Yeah, the absentee ballot makes sense because that's what's used in county and other elections as well. It's the proxy thing because if you have a member who doesn't know what's going on, doesn't know enough to vote, should they be voting? Is a question I think we got to ask. And then I don't have any evidence of any of this going on currently, but I've heard reports of harvesting in the past, and it just seems like a very dangerous process. And I'm concerned with this election just being a few weeks away of having something that seems pretty hard to defend.
We did put controls in place that members have to request a proxy. That proxy is accounted for, and when it's received back, they make sure that the member doesn't have an opportunity to vote more than once. But we have to allow proxies. It's in our bylaws. We can't get around that.
Yeah,
we have put controls in place so that they're just not just blank forms. They're numbered and accounted for.
Yeah, I would just ask for your attention, right, on this election that's coming up to make sure that it's under control as you're talking about, because as we've seen, with the budget and the CEO and now with even members in this meeting, there's a lot of things that are not under control, and so I would just ask for your attention as we go through that to make sure that this election is defensible, that it's fair, and that it's given due diligence, because this is the board that's going to be deciding these things and hopefully cleaning up, because we haven't seen a lot of that tonight. So thank you.
I always encourage people to show up on election day. If they can't get an absentee ballot, and those are my personal recommendations to anybody that asks me. I'd rather them do that than to give their proxy to someone else, but that's every member's choice.
Right.